Hi, welcome back this week. Last week we were doing hair. This week we are shading more hair. So I'm gonna carry on using the Dremel Versatip.
Just for speed.
Yeah, it's basically just for speed. Otherwise, it's gonna take days and days and days to do lots and lots of hair. So we're going to be using the Dremel Versatip for speed, doing the darker sections of the hair. We're just going to get straight on that and we'll chat as we go. So you want to switch? Thank you.
I seem to be having issues connecting to Facebook.
Oh, okay. Right, so I'm going to turn this on. I've got this turned up. There you go. Got this turned up about halfway for this. Now I've already preheated this because otherwise these take a little while to heat up. Let me I need you to switch that view back. Thank you. Sorry, he's doing something on the computer. And I just need to see where I'm zooming into. There we go. So
you happy?
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Are you sure?
Maybe I'll let you know. But yeah, we're just gonna get in on this. I've got this little piece of foam just to bring my hand up a little bit and put that piece of wood under there. Actually, put that piece of wood under there on that side and do that there. So what I'm going to do is just get this the base layer in on this side today. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm banging my head on that camera already.
That's about right.
Yeah. There we go. Just pulling the burn down in the general direction of the hair. We're just going to plot in. You see it's starting to get hotter now on these sections, which is good. It's what we like. So just generally plotting in, some colour really. I know it's only one colour, but just generally plotting in some colour just to get the base layer in, and then we can work with the base layer from there as to whether we need it. Well, we will need it darker in other sections. So just build the layers up after this. Just covering this board in a base layer. So what's everybody been doing this week? Everybody got get right a minute. Anybody been doing anything exciting? Or going to do anything exciting this week?
Want to find out who's out there today?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Well, I weren't quite sure what you were doing.
You see Spill Boys at the moment. We have Andrew from AGK Woodworks.
Hey, Andrew.
We have Wayne the Woodturner.
Hey, Wayne.
We have Rob from Kingsborough Abrasives.
Hey up, Rob.
We have Jacob from Jacked Up Leatherworking.
Hey up, Jacob.
Leatherworks even. And we have JP.
Hey up, Jamie.
And we have Alex Wurzel the Wood Butcher.
Hey up, Alex.
And we have Ward Wilson from the west coast of Arizona.
Hey up, Ward.
I think at the moment that is it.
That's all right. Hello.
So it's all boys. All boys today.
That's all right. Welcome back. So just like I said before, just plotting this first base layer in. You can see there is lots of lines.
Oh, you've upset him.
Who?
Jamie says, "Not Jamie Pie. Have I done something wrong?"
Rewind.
Wow.
Rewind. Hi, Jamie Pie. It was really weird because I thought, as I said it, I thought that don't sound right. Why did it not sound right? No one knew why. Yeah, so just plotting this in. So it doesn't matter if like we've got lines in this and that's absolutely fine, because it adds to the overall texture towards the end. So not to worry that we've not got all the wood covered. We're just getting a lot of it covered. His hair kind of goes in a bit of a weird fit over here, actually. It's sticky outy at the side. You haven't got your normal picture up.
No.
No.
Would you like it up?
Maybe if you want to put it up.
We want that one up then, don't we? Here you go.
Yeah, so his hair over this side kind of like sticks out over that way. You see it?
Yep.
There we go. So I'm making sure that we go in the direction of the sticky uppy hair. I know it's probably not sticky uppy hair, technically, but we'll
You'll roll with it.
yeah, we'll roll with it because I'm not technical. Not technical in any shape or form. I'm banging my head on that camera again.
Have to move it up a bit.
Yeah. So just say sticking with the general direction of the hair. I nearly said fur then. So what's everybody been up to this week? Anything good? Or anything not so good? There we go. I'm going to add in, just move that up there a little bit actually, because I'm going to come down this section just here. It's actually shorter on the side, so what we need to do is on the shorter side is do shorter strokes.
Bitten's joined us.
Hi Bitten, how you doing?
And Jacob said he's been building belts all week.
Nice, definitely nice. And doing anything out of the ordinary, anything a bit different, or is it just what you normally do? So just shorter strokes on the sides, just because the hair is a little bit shorter on the sides where it's been cut, I imagine. And we're just going to bring that bit down as a longer stroke because it's actually comes down as a longer bit there.
So Alex says, printing, bed, looking after a very sick mother. Hope she gets
bless
better
you.
soon, mate.
Yeah.
And Rob says he's been getting mad designing stuff.
Ooh, nice.
Or doing mad designing stuff even.
He's a mad professor, is he?
Yeah.
Mad Professor Rob.
Those little tip protectors you printed are brilliant, mate.
The what?
He's done some little protectors for the tools.
Ah.
For the round ones.
Cool. It's for the chisels for the...
Yeah, the gouges.
Yeah, gouges, that's it. I was told off a while ago for calling it chisels, but I could never remember what they are called.
He's been doing tip protectors for round ones.
Nice. So, there we go. Just add in these bits in. So it's quite a bit darker on this side, so we will go over with a few extra layers. Well, like I say, this Dremel Versatip just makes it a lot faster because the tip stays hotter for longer because it's a solid point tip. So it just helps it keep its heat. So we've covered that.
Right. Ward Wilson says he's heading out as a vendor in a local craft fair.
Nice, sounds good.
And Bitten says she bought the Dremel this week.
Oh, did you? How are you finding it?
Oh.
What?
When I received it, to find out the only tip that was not in the box was the one you have.
I think this is one of the.
It's in the pyrography set, isn't it?
Yes,
that
they
tip?
do the pyrography set. Why they do it separate, I don't know, but they do.
And JP says he's done some pyrography this morning with the VersaFlame.
Ooh,
He
nice.
did it well fast.
Yes, the VersaFlame is really, really fast.
And Mr. Keep It Classy himself's joined us, Huey Lionheart.
Hey up, Huey, how you doing, darling? It's just right. So now we've got the first layer plotted in, or put down, as I was trying to say both at the same time. Now the first layer is in. What we're going to do is go over with the extra layers and add in the darker sections. There we go.
And Rob says, JP, does that mean you made toast?
Oh, dear me.
You can see that grain coming through on that hair.
Yeah, it is. It's been this section all the way down the face. It's been there. But within the hair, it doesn't really matter too much because there's so many darker sections and you can get it. It's the face that you have to, on the forehead is going to be where we're going to have to do some covering up to make sure it, the skin is as smooth as it possibly can be.
And Jamie says, no, he burned the rim of a bowl.
Cool. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I like burning backgrounds with the VersaFlame and taking the tip off the VersaTip. When you've just got like the whole, like the background here that would be, it's a really, really good way of doing it. Just
it's fast.
Yeah, it is. But I made the mistake once when the first time I did it. I made the mistake of then trying to go back over part of it with the pyrography tool, and it raises the grain an awful lot, and it makes it so you struggle to go over with the pyrography tool afterwards. So I learnt my lesson on that. Learnt it very well. So I always save that bit to last. I was trying to do a dark sky and some clouds, and it didn't quite work the way I wanted it to work at the time. But we got there in the end. There we go. Let's get there's a bit of grain there so we're just going to do one side of it and then do the other side of it, just to even it out. But if we go over it too much, it'll burn too much. That's why you go one side and then the other.
Rather than go straight across the top.
Yeah, you just have to think about it a little bit sometimes, that's all. It's knowing how the grain is going to react. So as I go over here like this, it burns more that side, so I know that I've got to now burn a little bit more to compensate for that. There we go, look. It's kind of like stop when you get up to that grain bit.
Trying to hide it as best you can.
Yeah, basically. I mean, wood is a natural product, so you're going to come up against these kind of things all the time. So, unless you buy like the plywood blanks and stuff. But even then, some of them have got big bits of grain in. Well, not grain, but like that the surface layer of the ply. It can be a bit like that. There we go, just adding some nice darker sections in here. Backwards and forwards. Darkening down what I can do. Let me just find me picture. There we go. You can see it now. So I couldn't see it very well on my iPad because the brightness was down. You just had to turn the brightness up. I think Logan's used my iPad because every time my 14-year-old uses my iPad, he turns the brightness down on everything because he's a bit sensitive to the light.
That's focusing on the pen again.
Oh, is it? Okay, give me a second. There you go. So just move that there. Move that piece of wood up there too. And put that on there to come down off there. I think it just focuses on the chunkiest bit. I don't know. It doesn't quite do that with the other pen, does it?
Does occasionally. And Lucy Bundy Rose joined us. Afternoon, Lucy.
Hey up, Lucy. How you doing, darling? How's Andy and the kids?
And did you buy the sink?
Oh my God, I saw that earlier. How tiny was that sink? It was like really tiny, especially to come up to your waist. There we go. Putting that in there.
Well, they've been to IKEA today, obviously the sink, and now they're sat in McDonald's.
Nice. Oh, I've just had Alex asked me if I could take him to IKEA.
No.
Our 18-year-old is getting ready to move out. He's going to university, and yeah, he's asked me if I could take him to IKEA, and I'm like, really? Now, if anybody knows me, they know I detest shopping. I do not do any of the shopping in this house at all. I hate it with a passion. Any kind of shopping. Phil does all the shopping. Bless him. You're a good old sticker, aren't you? So,
Somebody's got a tool as a start.
Yes. Sorry, darling. Yeah, and now my 18-year-old has requested that I take him to IKEA, and that's my biggest nightmare. It really is. But he did say if I didn't take him, he was going to talk you into taking him. So
That's about right.
Yeah. He wants to get all his bits and pieces for uni. I'm like, no, I don't do IKEA. He says that he's never been before, but I told him he has been before. And he's like, well, he doesn't remember it. I says, that's because it was such a great experience that you don't remember it anymore. And he's like, or not so great. And he's like, yeah, but I want to go and remember it. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just not going to like it. You're really not. I was trying to talk him out of it, but he wouldn't have none of it. Having none of it. Flipping IKEA. God.
Oh, Rob says, what unis are you going to? Because his youngest is at Nottingham.
He's not sure yet. He's not sure whether he's going to Leicester or Kiel. It was
Kiel's favourite at the moment.
Yeah. He's undecided. I actually thought he was going to go to Derby Uni, but
And Andy, the Valley Woodturn, has joined us.
hey up, Andy.
And yes, Andy, it's still in the box.
Yes, he's still in the box. Although he did price up wood for making the top the other day. But that's about as far as you got, wasn't it? I keep trying to
I'll get to order materials this week.
jimmy him along, but he's just like, not having none of it. I think you're on a slow-mo week.
No, to be order the materials this week coming.
Well, I did offer you my card to order the materials.
Then we'll get a start.
Yeah.
He says, I wasn't going to ask. Yeah. Mitten says we have a singer in Denmark. He sings about if you can put a closet together from IKEA, then it's love forever.
Really? Brilliant. Now, he's not looking for furniture because they supply the furniture, but he does need his general sort of like utensils and plates and stuff like that, and bedding. And I'm like, really? Can you just order it online, please? But so, some of the I have seen some of the songs, not necessarily for IKEA, but some of the shops and stuff. They are quite funny.
Oh, so when people meet a new partner, you always ask, did you do the IKEA test?
No, I do believe we pulled a fireplace out, didn't we? And then in the middle, in the night, can you remember? We pulled all these brick fireplace out of the fireplace at the old house. It wasn't this one, and we were literally covered head to foot in brick dust, and we were trying to scrub the floor at the same time. And it was dark outside, and we'd got nothing up at the window, and we'd stripped off, hadn't we, to run where we were scrubbing the floor in a underwear. You remember that? That
Trying
was
to
hilarious.
clean up after your plastering.
Yeah, trying to clean up after brick dust and plastering. Oh my God, that was absolutely hilarious with our butts in the air scrubbing this floor. What it must have looked like from the outside, I do not know, because the house was like quite close to the actual footpath, wasn't it, of the road? Yeah. Poor people. They looked in. Yeah, that was.
Andy says he thinks he's just hit 30 rolls of filament. I'm assuming they've used 30 rolls of filament.
Wow.
And Rob says he feels for you. He gets dragged around Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury, buying kitchen stuff and bedding. Was a nightmare.
No, absolutely hate it. Is that for?
Yeah.
One of yours. Wow. No, I don't fancy it. I suppose I'm going to have to do it, aren't I?
And Lucy says, Kez, IKEA is the place to go.
No, it's not. It's a
plus
rat
you can
run.
have meatballs.
I know, I don't eat meatballs.
Well, you do. Only when you've made them.
Oh, yeah. No, I really don't fancy IKEA. Does anybody want to take an 18-year-old to IKEA for me?
I mean, I'll get the job.
Nah, I do love you. Don't roll your eyes at me. Oh, dear me. Right, just adding in some extra layers where the dot
And Rob
hits.
says, and then 75% comes back 6 months later when they discover they don't need 4 plates, mugs, etc.
Well, he was only planning on actually taking one, wasn't he? He said, I'm only taking one. And I was like, well, what happens if you have somebody over for like food? Bear in mind, he's single, food or anything. And he's like, well, they can bring their own. I was like, you mean at least have 2?
Oh, Lucy's volunteered if you're buying the meatballs.
Yeah, I'll buy you meatballs to take him. I'll buy you a whole bucket load.
Anything to get out to going shopping.
Oh, God, yeah. God, I hate shopping. Hate it with a passion. I think my gas is starting to run a little low. To top up in a minute.
I think the one that you've got on the desk is about empty as well.
What's that?
Give me a second, I'll find you another gas.
Here's a good old stick, aren't you?
So that I'll bring the operative word. Yeah.
Thank you.
Andy says Kezia would eat a bucket load.
That's all right. I'll buy her a bucket load. No, I just hate shopping, and the boy wants to drag me shopping. I don't understand why he wants to do shopping. He doesn't normally do shopping, does he? All right, I'm just going to turn this off a second
Bitten
because...
says, do you have a shop called Netto?
Netto. God, I remember that was years ago. Not now. I do remember Netto. There we go. And we're rolling again.
Are you turning right up?
No, it's only halfway still. That's where I had it before. So it's still just going in the direction of the hair. I still keep wanting to say fur, but it's not fur, it's hair, I promise. It's starting to stick up that way from
Lucy
there.
says, Kez, send him down to us for a weekend.
You can have him. You'd send him back. You really would. He's a typical 18-year-old. Doesn't leave the bedroom very often. And leaves a trail of mess behind. No different to a toddler, really, is it?
No.
Well, they leave the bedroom because they just want to mess everything
Lucy
else
says
up.
she hasn't seen a Netto for years.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, Huey says Netto got bought up in Britain by Asda years ago.
Oh, is that what it was? Ah, yeah, he would know, wouldn't he? He used to work with Asda. So I remember Netto. I don't remember much about them, but I remember the name. So just adding in lots of dark patches where the hair is darker. It's just adding in the different tonal values. So it looks like realistic hair. You don't always have to get every single hair in place, or even every single hair on the piece of wood, or whatever canvas you're using, really. You just need to get the shades. So you look at the shapes of the shades, and if you get the differences of in the really darks and then through to the lighter ones and the highlights, that's what makes your pieces look realistic. And then with hair, it's just like lots and lots of layers of the different colours.
Well, Britain says they've got lots of Nettos.
Oh, have they?
And she bought a lot of the stuff for Alma moving out there.
Yeah. I wonder if he wants me to go on a shopping spree with him, so I pay for it.
Could be.
That's what it is, isn't it?
And Rob says, Eureka, I've had an idea, Phil. You can print it all. 3D print all his stuff.
Yeah, 3D print his plates and his forks.
They won't get broken, I suppose. I'd missed that comment earlier.
That's brilliant, that is. That's a great idea, Rob. We know what Rob's going to be doing next week. Oh, there's my watch ding-a-ling-in, telling me it's time to make dinner. What are we having tonight?
No idea.
No, me either. I was going to do bacon pizza pasta, but the bacon earlier.
Mm.
What's everybody else having? Anything good?
Yeah, Bitten says that's why Alma wanted me to go with her.
Yeah.
They are teenagers.
Yeah. They're not daft, are they, these teenagers?
Although I did get an offer of lunch yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, only after I took the mickey.
Oh, right. I told him it was lunch.
Yeah,
Well,
saying he should really be paid for it.
yeah. So they're not daft, these kids aren't. They know how to work us. They know which heartstrings to pull. Right, just getting in some of these darker values in the different parts of the hair. Or the different sections, isn't it, really? There we are, just to make sure that we get the depth of the hair. That's coming along just nicely now, isn't it? Yeah.
Bank of Mum and Dad.
Yes, definitely bank of Mum and Dad.
Rob says, problem I have is her uni. I go past on the way to head office.
Yeah.
So I get, Dad, when you next pass, can you bring me? Never get the money back.
Yeah, that's the one. I told Alex to once he gets his address, and he's got his room and everything else and his address, to add it to the Amazon account so I can just send him stuff. It's gonna be easy just to send it. Yeah. Right, add a little bit more in up here, I think. And I think we've done quite well at doing that today.
You've got another 27 minutes, so you get something else done.
Yeah, I can perhaps get some of this skin done on his forehead. Maybe I might just add some texture in with the other burner for the hair, actually. Just adding in a few more layers. Now, what I'll do with the other burner is use my normal wire loop. And what I generally do is use it on its side and then put it in the direction of the hair so it gives you the texture of the hair as well.
Right, so Vitten says she started making a knife this week.
Yeah.
The vet knows I turn wood, so would like a knife. And then I won't get no bill next time. I was like, I can't turn a knife. Great deal, so now I'm making a knife.
Brilliant. Can't turn it, but you make one anyway.
Anything to get the no bill.
Yeah. Vets are expensive.
Yep.
There we go. That's looking reasonably good on there, isn't it? Let's zoom that out a little bit so you can see that at a bit of a full Okay, so now he's got a head full of hair. He's got no ears, but he's got a head full of hair. So what I'm going to do with
It's like a potato head.
a potato head, yeah, Mr. Potato Head.
Nice.
Okay, so what we've got here is a normal sort of wire loop. What we're going to do is use it on its side, just to add some texture into this hair. So I'm going to zoom that back in again. Oh, in. There we go. Bring it in a little bit more. So I'm going to do it. This is on a number 4. I'm just going to turn that on. Use it upside down. We're just going to add some extra texture. Actually, I think I'm going to have to turn that up a little bit. I'm going to move that onto a number 5. That's not quite.
I'll just drop that picture off for a while. That's where you're working.
Oh, sorry. Trust me to pick that spot.
Yep, you picked the spot just in the corner of the picture.
Yeah. So yeah, just add in some of the extra texture of the hair. Now you can do this with a spoon shader if you've got one. You just turn it so the spoon, the bowl is that way, and then you use the pointy bit on there if you've got one and that's what you prefer to use. But we just add in random, and it is literally just random. It doesn't have to be exact. You're just getting in texture so it looks like the hair. You're not pushing into the wood, although it does go a little bit into the wood when you texturing. But that's okay. Just don't push too hard. Still very light pressure on your pen. Just to get it in there. Now, what we'll do after is then we need to do some, we'll need to scrape away with the knife. When we do the highlights, we'll scrape away with the knife and add the highlights in, and then that will be how you do the hair. So we're not doing every single hair, we are adding in sections of value.
I was just seeing if it had ever managed to load the stream to Facebook, but it hasn't.
Was it not? Okay.
Yeah, it says there's an issue with Facebook.
Oh, that's no new then. So just keep looking back to my reference picture. I've got a reference picture on the side there, and I'm just keep looking back to see where we can add these little bits of hairs. So this is like adding the hairy details. So just down on, I'll move that up a bit actually. Just down on this section down here by the ear, it is really short, so we're going to use shorter strokes to match with the shorter hair. Phil's been trying to be really, really quiet, opening his tobacco tin. You were caught in the act. So still got some reasonably shorter sections, making sure they're going in the direction of the hair so it looks right. And it is kind of random as well. It's not, I don't fill it all. You don't really need to fill it all. You just, when you look at something, you don't always take in all the details. If you've ever looked at like a painting or any other piece of artwork, and then you sort of every time you walk past it, you kind of notice something new. It's just because of the way that your brain works, and it doesn't take in all the details right away. So basically, it takes in the values at
When you
first
see
look.
an image and your brain fills in the details for you.
Yeah, it does. So you don't actually need to draw or burn all the details, because when it does, as you can see up here, can you see the dark patches there? That is just because of the way that the light is hitting this piece of wood, and that's what I've just put in with this. If we move that down, there we go, and that's starting to look more realistic, just because it's got those bits in there, but you don't see the shiny bits normally. Just making sure that you go over your line as well with your hair.
Yeah, it looks rather...
It's like stop dead. It's like helmet hair. Yeah, it will do. You have to do that with your detail bit rather than
your base layers.
Yeah, base layers, because the base layers, well, that Versatip runs really hot, so it's not good for that. But you just need to make sure that the hairline comes down a little bit past, because you've always got wispy hairs no matter what. There we go. Make sure you're taking them in all sorts of different directions. You don't want to stay in one direction, because the wispy bits always go everywhere, don't they?
Yep, certainly do.
I think that's all you've got into it. Lots of wisp. There we go. See, that line starting to disappear now.
Yeah.
And then it'll fade then into the skin. So we're going to go up here, because that actually needs to come round this way a little bit more. So we can get rid of this helmet looking hair. There we go, starting to look a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, there's less of a bold outline.
Yeah. So that's what you need to do. When your base layer's going in, you need your bold outline. Well, not bold. It's not a bold outline. It's edges rather than an outline.
JP says, hit that thumbs up, people. It's free.
Thank you, Jamie Pie.
Only if you like it, people.
Yes. Yes. we go. Yeah, it's starting to look better. I can see it. I gotta keep looking on the screen to make sure you can see. Make sure you can see it, because sometimes it, most of the time the camera picks up, but sometimes it just doesn't, does it? So we're going to add the wispy bits on for this fringe bit here, because this goes everywhere, this bit does. So just pulling it from this, the top section up here, because it doesn't really matter if you've got extra burn up there. It doesn't really matter at all. There we go. Making sure that you go in the direction, the general direction of the hair, although there are, the wispy bits do tend to go a little bit all over the place, so you will have to do a few that's just all over the place.
And Rob from Copper Eye Woodturn has joined us.
Hey up, Rob, how you doing?
JP says, I guess the good thing about powering a kid is it can be updated, just blending wrinkles and facial hair.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh dear me. Update it as the years go by. There we go, just adding these extra layers on this bit, because this bit's a bit dark. Let's bring in for these wispy hairs. There we go. I'm going to go this side now, because actually that goes a bit like that. Goes a little bit, the wisps go in the opposite direction. I keep banging my head on that camera.
I'm not moving it now.
I'm surprised the live's not going blah, 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 blah. All right, move it over here a little bit. And we're going to go here. That is going that way and that way. It's going all which way, these bits here. There we go. Just filling the gaps in with the little bits, just so it's not so cut off with that base layer. There we go. Adding all that in there. What time have we got?
Yeah, 12 minutes or so.
Okay. So we're going to add some of the bits up here. The detail bit. I forgot what we called them. Just the darker sections of the details, the texturing as well. It just adds to the overall look when you sort of step back and look at it when it's finished, really. There we go. So adding that, because that's quite dark down that bit there. Just add a few more textural bits in there, just making sure that we go with the direction.
Yeah, Jacob says, guess it looks amazing.
Thanks, Jacob. Hopefully you guys are learning something too.
Rob says he's so still while you burn the hair in.
I know, he's great, isn't he? He's not that still in real life, I promise you. He's a bit of a fidget. Just making sure that these are, on these side bits, they're shorter sections, shorter strokes. So I'm doing short, fast strokes in the direction.
Did you get your words all mixed up then?
Yeah, that's the one. You put my teeth in today. It's not hard, I can't talk normally.
No, JP says he's learned he's never be as good as Kaz.
Well, I'm trying to teach you all to be good. I really am, I promise. Trying to teach. Trying to take the knowledge out of my head and give it to you guys. I think I need a little bit more up there. I'm going to put a little bit more up there.
You've still got the helmet head bit on that side.
What? Yeah. I was just getting those short bits in there, otherwise I forget about them.
So get on with it. You've only got 9 minutes.
Yes, boss. I've got all, mate. Do you want to try? Do you want to take over for me?
No, you're all right.
Are you sure? There we go. Adding the bits in just there. Making sure those wispy bits are kind of random, really. Going backwards and forwards with this bit because I don't want marks on the skin, but I need the wispy bits in there. There we go.
So Rob wants to know, if you weren't live streaming this, would you work on this scale of pyrography of longer sessions or still in hour sessions to rest?
I would put in an audiobook and lose a few hours. And literally it is exactly like that.
Normally forgetting what else she's got to do that day.
Yeah. It's my happy place.
She just puts the book on and just sits there burning.
Yeah. And I can sort of, like, the kids will come in and they go, Mum, what's for tea? And I'm like, you've only just had your lunch. And they were like, no, I had lunch 4 hours ago. I'm like, oh, I better get up and do tea then. That's why I've always got, every day at 4:30, alarm goes off on my watch. And I always say, I said it earlier, didn't I? Because the watch reminds me to stop burning and go and think about tea. Because otherwise I just lose. I could lose days, I think. But it's the only thing that I can do for a long period of time. And only if I've got a book to listen to. If I haven't got a book to listen to, or my brain isn't thinking about other things, like a book, or I don't generally do a lot of music when I'm burning. But yeah, if I haven't got a book or a podcast.
Rob says, stop burning and text Phil, make tea.
Nah, he does the shopping. I can't make him make the tea and all.
Well, it tends to be a joint effort anyway.
Yeah, I normally prep it and get it on, and then I forget about it and he finishes it.
That's the one.
Yeah, if I haven't got something to listen to, then I've got Bob Open no hope of sitting for that long. So I will perhaps might do an hour.
I suppose it also depends on when you've got to get pieces finished by.
Yeah, quite often I can be lastminute.com, and if I've got a commission, I can be working on it and I can work on it solid. But that's because I know I have to if I've left it nearer to the deadline or I've been doing other things. You know, sometimes other things tend to take over, or they take a little bit longer than you expect when you're making things and doing, you know, your commissions and that. Just adding some more of these details in up here. Just the textural details these are. Just darkening these bits down a little bit, just so it adds to the depth. How's that looking now?
It's looking good.
Yeah, so I'm going to zoom that out a second. There, you went the right way. There you go. So now you're looking like a little boy that has hair. There we go. It's better, isn't it? Yeah, so now you can see that. So it's just literally base layers and darker patches and wispy bits. That's literally hair. That's all it is. So we've got 3 minutes left.
You have.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just, that's all it is. And say add in the textural bits in as well. All add to the different tones and the different depths and the colours. I know it's only one, it's not one colour, but it is literally just a burn brown colour. But there's obviously different tones of that burnt brown. And when you get the different tones in, that is where it's, you know, it sort of like adds to the realism. And then say add in the details, a few details on top. So I didn't need many details. I'll stop that now. I didn't need many details on top of there. What was it, about 20 minutes worth of details?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and the only thing that we'll do now for that hair is just add in the really light wispy bits with the Stanley blade. And that is literally hair in a nutshell. And it hasn't taken us that long. So what do we do? An hour last week and then an hour this week.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably do about 20 minutes of highlighting at some point. Well, towards the end. And yeah, that's hair. So, you know, but that's because we've used the Dremel. If I'd used the Peter Child's machine, the wire nib, it would have taken a lot longer. You know, we could have been here for about 3 days. But getting the base layers in with the solid point.
So Alex says so cool, and JP Thanks. Says that's freaking awesome.
Thanks.
And Rob says mind blowing, stunning.
Thank you very much. So, but yeah, we'll get some eyebrows in there as well, and the ears, and then it'll look a bit better. Bless him. Yeah. At the moment, he looks a bit weird. He's got floaty hair, hasn't he? So, but yeah, that is basically it. Hair shading, lots and lots of shading. So
JP says hair. I used to know about that.
Yeah.
No, not so much.
No, you got more on your chin, mate.
Yeah, it all fell.
It slipped. It slipped on his chin. So I think Andy at Dremel has got beard envy, hasn't he? So, right, we will go for now, and we will see you same time next week, 4 p.m. Sunday. and we will then obviously get on with some of the ears and perhaps the eyebrows and the forehead. We'll work out what we're doing. I can't remember what's in the list to be done if I'm all honest. I can never remember what I've written down that I'm doing next. But yeah, we'll get some non-floaty hair, so it looks like it's not floating, done next week. So thank you very much for joining me. It has been a fabulous time with you guys again, and we will see you next week.
Yeah,
See you soon.
take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.